We are here interviewing the Democratic candidates for president. Joining us here and now is former Vice President Joe Biden. Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be with you.
First, I just want to ask you, what are your thoughts on your results in Iowa and New Hampshire, and what are you trying to do to turn things around here in Nevada?
Well, let me tell you what I know the folks in Nevada are concerned about. They're concerned about gun safety, they're concerned about health care, and they're concerned about access to a good education. And so that's what I've been talking about. And I feel good, the response. We have a very fundamental disagreement among our candidates on health care. I think that we should build on Obamacare with a public option that we can afford to get done, lowering drug prices and co-pays, and we can get it done right away. And all those folks who work like the devil to get their contracts with their employers that have their health care, they've given up wages, they're entitled to keep it, in my view. They shouldn't have to give it up. And my program doesn't cost $35 trillion, and they're going to increase the taxes on middle-class folks. So that's what I'm talking about. Plus, I'm the only guy nationally who's ever beaten the NRA. I was able to beat them on the Brady bill. I got that passed as a senator. I was able to put together a bill that, in fact, banned assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, and I'll do it again. And that's what I find people out here are very, very concerned about. And thirdly, I think that, we got to provide access to the middle class, and that is based on access to education. And that's why I focus on preschool for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, raising teachers' salaries, getting more school nurses and school psychologists in, and providing free community college for anybody who qualifies and those who have to come back to be retrained for jobs. Because there's nothing people can't do if given them an even shot.
Do you feel at this point in your campaign it's a little bit of an uphill battle given what happened in the past two early contests?
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a tight race here. I think we're going to, and I think in South Carolina we're going to win fairly substantially. And I think that we're going to Super Tuesday. And that's a place where most of the polling data shows me way ahead in places like Georgia and in North Carolina, Texas, a whole range of places. So I feel good.
Something that we say a lot is Nevada is this third early contest, but it's the first one that has a more diverse group
Bingo.
of voters. So
98%, 99% of Latinos have not had a chance to make their voice heard. And 99.8% of African Americans haven't. No Democrat can win the presidency without getting significant support from both groups. And I feel really good about my prospects with both groups. And that's the, and I don't take it for granted.
For those two groups that you mentioned, what specifically are you doing to try to reach out to them in the next week before the Nevada caucuses?
Talk about my record. They know me. They know me well. I have overwhelming support in the African American community because I come out of the civil rights movement. I come out of a state that is the 8th largest black population. I've got more endorsements across the board in both areas, from both the African American community, as well as having been Barack's vice president, having his back has been everybody knows who I am. And in the Latino community, I've been very engaged for a long time, and we have overwhelming support. 100 major Latino figures have endorsed, including Horsford here, your congressperson has come forward, along with Dina Titus, who has endorsed, and your former governor. So I feel good where we are.
Do you feel like endorsements like that and others that you've gotten here in the Silver State are helping your campaign?
Well, yeah, they are. For example, we've got guys like Eric Garcetti coming from Los Angeles campaigning for me here. We've got people coming from around the country. We have more support from the Latino caucus in the United States Congress than anybody. We're about to get the endorsement of the first Latino woman elected in the state of Texas. We have 4 former cabinet members who are involved and deeply involved, and former governors, and present governors. So we feel good. I think it just is a verification for people who don't know me as well they say, I know this guy, and they know them, and I think it helps.
You mentioned healthcare just a little bit ago.
Yes.
A big issue for a lot of people, especially a lot of Nevadans. The Culinary Union has said that they want to keep their healthcare.
That's
they
right.
said yesterday that they're not endorsing a specific candidate. They did name drop you in their press conference there, but what do you make of their just Nevadan stance that a lot of people want to choose?
Well, I think they should have a choice. That's why I don't think I don't think the Medicare for All proposal that the other candidates are pushing has the right to tell them they can't keep their hard negotiated health care that may be better for them, that they've given up wages for their employers, with their employers. I provide a Medicare-like option, Medicare if you want it. I make sure that it's affordable and I can get it done quickly, so all their extended family members will have insurance as well. And so, but I don't think it's, and if you notice, Senator Sanders and others supporters say, they ask how much it costs. He said, we'll find out. We don't know. I'm paraphrasing. Or, who knows? Well, the idea of getting a $35 trillion package passed and it not raising taxes on everybody is about a zero prospect. I can get this done quickly, and I got overwhelming response I spoke to the culinary workers today, overwhelming response from them, and I feel very good about being able to win a majority of the culinary workers.